I made the video for this coin, I was looking at it and couldn't see the date. It's kind of faint. It's in 1875. Nothing super special, I don't think, but someone wrote $25 on this card. To me, that's someone who doesn't want to sell it. I went by my coin dealer. He had another one. This one is in 1897. So they made these for quite a while. They're Danish coins. That looks like a porpoise to me, and I think that's a wheat stalk maybe. Anyway, it's a pretty old coin, being a copper coin. From one's from 1875, the other's from 1897. Now, I did a video about this coin the other day and put it live as a short. It's not in bad shape, a little dirt. Hardly anybody watched it. Don't know why. I usually get on shorts here lately 300 or 400 views on most of my videos about coins. No one watched this, so where are my subscribers? All right, let's talk about something else. I went by the bank and they had this. I asked if they had any dollar coins. They had a 79 Susan B. Anthony here. This is the same back as what a Eisenhower dollar has, except for the bicentennial doesn't have this back. But that's the part I like about it. The part I don't like is how small it is, and no one uses dollar coins for hardly anything anymore. But every now and then I get some of these too. And I think I have one of these in a card, and that's why I just have it sitting here. You can spin these or take them back to the bank even. Now, I had these two coins that came in a little bag of coins. If I can get it to sit upright. They're not very big. They're smaller than a US cent. That one's a 1940. That one's a 1942. These 2 years are the highest mintage of this particular coin. And these coins are from Iceland. They're very small. I got a US penny right here, and you'll see what I mean by how small they are. That's beat up pretty bad, but you can see that coin is much smaller than a US cent. Now, I was watching a video, and they had a mint set for these Canadian coins. And the mint set has this 1 cent, and it has the Howling Wolf coin. I think it's a bobcat on the nickel. And what's the quarter? I don't remember offhand, but whatever. He had the full mint set. So I guess these, if they didn't issue these separately from the mint set, someone busted up the mint set. I don't really know if they made them for circulation, because it's kind of a commemorative coin. Now, I do buy these when I can get them. You can see it's 1965 and it's Queen Elizabeth. These are Churchill coins. If you're World War II, if you're a World War II fan, this is something you'd probably want to get. I wish they made them in silver, but they didn't. A lot of them made it over in the United States, though, and I don't think too many British people use these for spending purposes or nothing. And Nate Lewis is telling me it's a rabbit on the nickel and a lynx on the quarter. and then this is a bird. I think the $half is a howling wolf, and I don't know. There's a dollar coin. I don't know what they put on it. But speaking of dollar coins, by my coin dealer today, and this Morgan dollar, as you can tell, it's heavily worn. It's an 1882, and San Francisco. And well, I bought it mainly because I'm trying to fill a tube with these, with ones I feel like are cheap enough that they're under melt or right at melt. That's about the only way I would buy this one. Well, much to my surprise, this was $23. My coin dealer, when I showed it to him, he goes, I don't mind selling that one that cheap. I said, it's probably under melt because silver's up a bit. And if this was uncirculated as they start, it would be 26.7 grams. As it is, this one weighs somewhere around 25 something. And at 94 cents a gram, this thing's worth $24 even, give or take a penny. So I got it for $1 under its melt value, which to me is a win. And I'll tell you, you can go online and look at Morgan dollars that are coal, or actually this would probably be called worse than coal. A lot of them, they could be damaged, they heavily worn, have a hole drilled in them or whatever. But this one's intact for that purpose. It's just worn out real bad. But it is the kind of coin I will put in a tube and stack them, because if you can get them for under melt, you can probably sell them in the future, maybe at more than you paid for it. I mean, you could ask for $1 over melt whenever you sell it, and somebody would be like, well, you're not making very much money. But if you got a lot of them and someone wants to buy the whole the whole tube full of them, you can raise up some money pretty quick. Now, one of the last things I'm going to talk about in this short video, go by my coin dealer, and the price he quoted for this was it didn't round off to $5, and that's kind of how he likes to do things. Well, I bought all of it at the same time and was getting ready to pay him, and he took $3 off of it. And I done the calculation when I was buying it by weight. His price quoted was 9 cents over melt for the weight of these coins. There's 2 Morgans and one $1/2 and a quarter. The quarter and $1/2 are actually at his price put under melt, the better buy of the other ones. These were a little over because they're Morgans. But the reason why these were so cheap and why I bought them is because I feel like I saved them from the melt, the refinery. At least the $1/2 and the $2. And I'll show you why. So, first off, the standing Liberty quarter is worn out, the date's gone. But this is why these were cheap. They have a hole drilled in the middle of them. What I think people were going to do with these is use some kind of machinery stuff to make rings out of them. And despite having this big of a hole in it, this thing, I think it came out at 10 something grams, and these were 23 something, despite that big of a hole. But he did mark down the price by $3 from what he quoted me, and what he quoted me was right at melt pretty much. I mean, it was, I think, 9 cents over melt. But I am going to say that, these are 21 Morgans, very common. A lot of them are damaged. I've seen them with the date ground off. I've seen them with holes in them. Not like this, but holes so you could wear it like a pendant. I have some like that. And I've seen some of these with a hole in them where you can wear them as a pendant. These, you were going to wear them as a ring once it was done. Now, I think what might have happened is whoever was going to do this made a few maybe. And they made a few of them, and then they decided maybe they tried to sell them and no one wanted to buy them. And they decided, well, I'm just not going to put more effort into it. In Dungeon Master, I am not that rich. I just like to stack silver, and when I can get it under melt, it's the best way to buy it. And that's what this one was. And actually, all this stuff was under melt. Now, it's hard to ping test this one with the hole in it because it's hard to get it to balance on your finger to where it will ring properly. It kind of rings a little, and they do make bells out of these too, which I'm sure the bell rings nicely. But 90% silver, when it's intact and that doesn't have a cracked rim or nothing like that, has a real distinct ring. I'm not sure how well this is going to come out on this video, but you can hear it ring for a while. And of course, if you thought maybe they did make these in silver, there are some silver crown coins, but not this. And you'll hear the difference. It pings a little, but it rings way different. And if you've watched any of my videos, you know I have a couple of these just laying on my table here. Because I kind of like them. And you shouldn't pay very much for them unless they're like really spectacular condition. These are dirty, and I got them for 50 cents. And that's usually what my coin dealer sells them for. Although he had one that was carded once that was $1 he asked for, and it was reasonably high grade looking and not dirty and like these are. But this is also a Churchill coin right there. But if no one has any other questions, I think I'm going to probably go ahead and bring this down. But I am going to show that one coin again as soon as I get it out. This came in my change one day. And that's a Incan warrior, I believe. It's from Panama, although likely we made it for them. Maybe. Republic de Panama. We used to make quite a bit of stuff for other countries like the Philippines. And they made stuff that, like the Balboa coins in silver. But I do like this coin because the detail's pretty neat. And it has a bit of style to it, although this side's kind of plain. So if anybody else that's watching wants to make any kind of comments in the chat about what I've shown today, and how much does this bother you if you see a coin drilled with a hole in it, especially one that big? I mean, to me, it doesn't bother me because I bought it for a weight piece. It's 23 something grams, almost 24, just a little under. And that's the only way to buy this kind of silver if it's damaged like this and spectacularly damaged like this. But I have seen people who have these in rings, these $50. A person I know that works at a record store, well, owns it basically, has one. They've worn for years. And this one, they started the process of probably making a ring Or maybe way back in the day, someone needed a really big washer for a boat, you know, and they just said, you know what, this silver piece would make a washer, and did it. I don't know, but I do believe it was probably for making a ring. And other countries that use denominations, this $1961 with Queen Elizabeth on it, Hong Kong coin, has a $1 denomination. And since they're now no longer under British rule, I'm pretty sure this, if you went to Hong Kong and tried to spend it, they'd probably look at you funny. But this is pretty much what I have for tonight. I think I'm going to go ahead and pull this down. I'm going to thank the people who stopped by. It says there's 6 there still watching. I hope that you all have a good night. And remember, if you see silver messed up like this one, haggle for it to be at melt at the very least, if they've priced it over melt. And do it by the weight and by the value of silver at the time you buy it. And like I said, silver's current price, this coin is worth about 94 cents per gram. And same with these, actually, because they're 90% silver as well. But I don't have a whole lot more to talk about. This loop is not something you really need for looking at one like this. This is stuff that you want to look at on a coin that is much higher grade. Try to distinguish between, say, fine, extra fine, or uncirculated. This, you can see Liberty on the headband there. And it's 1915. It's not the highest grade barber dime I have. And because of this toning or dirt, it might not grade at all. I don't know. It might not grade good, put it that way. It would probably be fine details, environmental damage maybe. They'd probably find some reason not to give it a straight grade because of the toning and look of it. And a straight grade is what you want if you're going to grade a coin like this, because at $4, it's certainly not worth messing with. So everyone have a good night, and we will catch you again maybe tomorrow night. Maybe next week I'll do a few videos for, a few lives. But that's pretty much all I got for y'all. Have a good night.